The following announcement has been paid for by the NCO. You're pretty good, but you're no Connor Oberst.
Yo, what up? I'm getting tired of making team builders for chimps, so I'm not gonna. And I'm not gonna talk about the team at all. Yeah. So I'm playing Chimpact in the first round of the GBA playoffs this week. He leads off with Diancie, and I have Volcanion disguised as Zoroark. I'm gonna switch into P2. He's gonna protect. You know, this whole season, people have been like, that's not really a Volcanion lead, that's Zoroark. And I've not done it once until this week, because I was like, this is the week, we gotta get it done. And fucking was the worst decision of all time. So, whatever. Porygon 2, he scouted the discharge, so I went right for Iron Tail. But, you know, he's switching to Chestnut and then sets up spikes. But I got Ice Beam. I decided to stay in. I was like, fuck this thing. I don't give a shit. Let's Ice Beam it. We almost kill it. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Let's Ice Beam another thing. Let's get this going. Ice Beam train. So I come in. I Ice Beam. We actually disconnected. He was supposed to switch in Magneton here, and then he didn't. But it did, like, no damage, pretty much. Where he's like, alright, I'll just bring in Magneton now. I was like, okay. It's one less Ice Beam I gotta throw. So I Ice Beam this thing. Now you think about that. You think about one less Ice Beam that I throw. Okay. So they all switches here. And he goes into Steelix. I went for Discharge. In case he... This is where the game picks up. No, it's not. I went for Discharge, thinking he might go into Politoed there, but nope. So I go into actually hard switching to Zoroark here, thinking that he's going to set up rocks. He didn't do that thing, but I'm like, that's cool, man. I'll go for knockoff. He switches in Tornadus. I thought that was pretty weird, but knockoff, killing it, boy. Maybe he thought fighting move. Now he brings in, you know, fucking this thing here. I went for U-turn, right, in case he was a setup Diancie. I mean, he's never brought setup Diancie against me, but should he, like, set up, like, it's not pretty. So I went for U-turn there as the safest play, as opposed to just trying to get damage off with, like, Sucker Punch. So Ice Beam, and it hits the Steelix pretty hard. So I'm like, okay, this is not your everyday run-of-the-mill Steelix. It does damage. I go for Ice Beam again. He's going to go into Politoed, which is fine. I got Discharge, but also I know that he has got, like, Toxic and stuff like that. I'm like, is this the time that I want Porygon 2 to be Toxic right now? No, it's not. I go into Scizor because it's usually what happens when I play Chimp. He goes for Toxic, I bring in Scizor, and then he switches out. He goes for Encore here, which is interesting. I kind of wanted to stay in and go for Defog, but I know that he's got Magneton. So I just go ahead and switch out into Kecleon, which seems like a good time to get Kecleon in. He goes for another Encore, and I guess it's totally fine with me. Go for a Thunder Punch here, but he brings in Chestnut. And then the thing here is, like, I could start hitting in Chestnut. I could do that. We go for Shadow Sneak. I think he was gonna switch. I didn't think he was gonna let this thing just die to an Ice Punch, but he was gonna let this thing die to an Ice Punch. I went for a Ghost type, thinking, you know, if he brings in Diancie here, I want to be the Ghost. I don't want to be anything else because he's got a move. If I'm Ice type, he's got the Rock move. If I'm Electric type, he's got the Ground move. So we're for Ghost type. So now he switches out here in Magneton. I also switch out because I'm not about taking this Leech Seed damage. I actually send in Volcanion, and then I'm going to switch out to kind of scout out what he's going to do. I assume he's just going to Volt switch out. These spikes are really wearing me down, and I don't like that at all. Volt Switch does an okay amount, but at this point in time, Kecleon's really like between Spikes twice, the Leech Seed, and like the minimal damage from that, like he's not in a great shape. And also Diamond Storm is good. I didn't want to switch anything into Diamond Storm. I couldn't. So going to Scizor here. I see that he doesn't want to be real and predict my defog and go for a move. So I'm gonna actually Mega up, and I'm gonna Superpower, thinking that he might bring a Magneton. The last game we played, he didn't bring it in at all, but I was like, all right, he's bringing it in more liberally now, and I would like to hit it. So I'm gonna hit it and quit it. I get this credit on the ribbit. I want a Volcanion now who's on the balloon on his switch. That feels pretty good. And then he brings in Tornadoes. I'm like, okay, guy. He goes for the Grass Knot here and actually breaks my balloon, which just makes me sad, man. I really like the balloon. Over Hidden Power Electric. And he just survives barely. He's just going to switch out and go into his Dancy as I Fire Blast. Risky play, but smart. I was not about to give his Politoed any more health after I crit it. I'm like, dude, I'm not that dumb. But he actually makes a pretty decent play, as I make a decent play as well. And you go into Scizor, because I predict Earth Power. And especially Defense Scizor. I know I can take it, and I take it well. Now I can threaten with Bullet Punch, but I'm not going to Bullet Punch. Spoiler alert. I'm going to Roost, because if he has HP Fire, it does about half. So I can at least get a superpower off on this thing, should I so choose to do so. As he Volt Switches, goes into Tornadoes here. He's going to take the superpower. Bap! It makes me sad that I did that amount. However, I did the calculations, and Bullet Punch had a good chance to KO. Bullet Punch, though, as he brings in Chestnut, does not have a good chance to KO here, as he almost nearly heals up all the health just from leftovers. That's pretty impressive. I go for Defog, right? I want to get rid of those hazards. I want to make him less evasive. And I dodge the hell out of these Leech Seeds. Oh my gosh. So I really can't do anything here. I can't touch this guy. I'm going to just switch out, man. Going to Volcanion. I know he's going to seed me. That's okay. Volcanion doesn't care if anything heals on it, because he's going to destroy it. He's going to destroy everything. Now, the thing I learned about Volcanion this week is that this. Volcanion without, like, a power boosting item is just bullshit. It's like the most bullshit Pokemon of all time. I freaking hate Volcanion. Like, the only good set is Specs. Like, hands down. It's not even it's not even a contest. It's the best set. And any other set is lackluster and bad. So he has Earthquake on Politoed. I gotta give it to Chimp. Last time we played, I made some of my best plays going, wait, no, Chimp's not real. So he's not gonna do this crazy, like, double or, like, predict my stay in on something. It's not gonna happen. But that Earthquake on Poly is pretty real. So give it up to him. I get the pair on this Discharge, and that's why I used Discharge this week. However, should I use Thunderbolt instead, this would be a dead fucking Politoed, and I would take less damage from Toxic. So you tell me if I'm the smart one or the dumb one. It'll also do more damage to this. I mean, it wouldn't matter really. The pair there would actually be way more important than the pair before. Now, I'm low enough to where I don't want to fucks with this. So I'm going to go back into Volcanion, and I'm ready to fucks with that. So he goes for Drain Punch, man. And Drain Punch, it hits, but it doesn't hit hard enough. And I know that I can outspeed a max speed Adamant Chestnut with Volcanion, because that's what I did with the EVs. I made the thing do the thing, right? But yeah, so I Fire Blast. Bah. I really wanted Earth Power a couple times, actually. Predicting his predictions. Now, I didn't want Volcanion to die just yet. It wasn't its time. I go into Mega Scizor and take the Grass Knot. So now that this is happening, I'm just going to like Bullet Punch. I want to do damage. I know he's going to get me with the Heat Wave. Not a biggie. It's really not a biggie. I know he has Icy Wind because he had it last time. So I'm going to bring in Porygon, which actually gives me a free opportunity to recover. So I'm going to recover, and I do so like this. Now, here we go. Here's the moment you've all been waiting for. He goes for Thunderbolt, and as I see he goes for Thunderbolt, I'm like, okay, he's going for damage. So even before this Ice Beam, I was like, I'm going to switch in Volcanion and sack it. But I Ice Beam, and I freeze him. So the reason I was going to sack Volcanion is because I have DD Immense, and I know that DD Immense with Fire Blast, it after +1, it just runs through his team. So I set up a DD here because he stayed in on, because he stayed in his Frozen Boy on P2. He shouldn't have. So I set up the Dragon Dance and I Dragon Claw this thing. Bop. It's dead. So I'm +2, and I do the mathematics, and I'm like, oh, I knocked this thing out with Earthquake, so I'm not gonna risk Fire Blast. He's Shuka. Bop. So I Earthquake it. Crit. Crit is a crit, man. I'll take it. But I was Yachi Berry, so even if he had Ice Fang, which I'm 100% sure he was Sheer Force Fangs, I would have lived it because of Yachi. But I get a Dragon Claw this thing now because I'm +3. Easy all day. Now I'm +4. Now it's like, okay, what do you want to do now? Who do you want to die next? Is Diancie? Diancie comes in. Diancie dies. Tamatanga, boo boo. Tamatanga hits him with the gun stun. Kills Mega Diancie, and then he's plus, like, I don't know, 700. And then he's going to bring in his Frozen guy, and I'm like, I'll just Earthquake this thing too. This times 4 damage, and I got like +7,100,000 quintillion pluses to my attacks. So I win. I move on. Spoiler alert, if you have not watched the other games, you don't know who my opponent is in the playoffs, and do not listen. I'm playing Cooper. I'm playing Cooper in the playoffs, baby. Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be glorious. Cooper, I will not cut a promo on you because I respect you too much. I will see you on the battlefield, and if you like this battle and narration, what's wrong with you? It's probably one of my worst. But the next one will be one of my best, I guarantee it. Thank you, bye-bye. Yeah.